What's up, everybody? Okay, I got an email here. Okay, from Esteban. Okay, YouTubers clickbait. Hey Lou, I appreciate you sharing your knowledge. No big deal. Giant hugs. I'm patient with what will happen with XRP, but I'm getting the feeling that many YouTubers that are popping up with some enormous price predictions is starting to remind me of the bullshit clickbait videos that came out of AMC. Was hoping for Moaz 100K, laughing out loud. I get it. Isn't it too early to predict the top price or brackets? One guy just posted 25,000 overnight. Yeah, that's all bullshit. Let me explain to you how I'm looking at this, because I'm looking at this from the banking perspective. Okay, first, before the lawsuit, XRP was at $3.90. Then the lawsuit hit, and pretty damaging because you couldn't even buy it. It was delisted. People feared that they weren't going to be able to sell what they had. So people that bought it like at 5 cents were dumping it like crazy. They did a hit piece on XRP. Think about that. So everybody liquidated completely and they dropped it down to like the 30s and 40s. That was retail, but the business continued working back and forth and continued growing. As the lawsuit continued going on, Ripple continued expanding overseas and everything else like that. Now that the lawsuit is 99% over with, they're just waiting on the last settlement piece, the check to be written, and the judge to approve it before they move the docket off an active calendar, because it's still active. Let's just say people now feel safe to buy XRP again, because that was some scary shit where people had to like sell because they thought they were going to get fucked. All of a sudden, let's say we get back up to the $3.94. Let's just round it down to $4. We lost about 3 years in the lawsuit. So let's just say we're able to get back 3 years at $4, because it was growing at that range. Okay, so now we have more or less around $12 as a target price just to get back to where we were at. Okay, then since the ISO standards, everybody's getting on it for 2024, and the BIS and everybody else is getting on it, I anticipate with that type of transaction and the opening stages of it, we're going to be somewhere in the double digits for 2024. In the event that major players start using this for for cross-border settlement, the whole thing, and retail joins in, whatever, yeah, we might touch, the three numbers, 100 and something, 180, 140, 100 and whatever. But I think really it's going to be double digits as the ISO stuff starts rolling out. I think the big numbers for this is 2025, when we're in full swing of that, and nations like Japan and everything else like that go full bore cross-border settlement and everything with XRP, Ripple. Going forward on that, the tokenization, what it could be, what it could range to, whatever, yeah, it could range to anything. But kind of putting a price tag on it now, I look at this totally different, because Ripple is a business. Ripple has clients. Ripple provides a service, a solution. As they continue to fix problems in the market space for banks and central governments that are moving money back and forth, and the CBDCs and everything like that, that continues to grow. To say what the high number could be, I mean, you could speculate all the money moving around and tokenized assets, 10,000, 20,000. Yeah, you can speculate all that you want. I'm just saying realistically for us, through the process of where we were at, where we should have been with the ISO messaging system, everybody having to adopt it, and people choosing to do cross-border settlement with Ripple, I see double digits. And I think the double digits will give way for obviously the 3 digits when it becomes kind of a norm to use cross-border settlement and messaging with Ripple. Let me explain something to you. The banks stand to save a lot of money using Ripple. The case model is there. You can't argue it. The fact that a bank doesn't have to hold on to an additional side amount to guarantee the money they just moved through the old system for several days, that saves them a lot of money. The fact that they don't have to pay the transaction liquidity broker fees of 8% on whatever they're sending, that saves them a lot of money. The fact that they don't have to have multiple staff monitoring transaction over several days, that saves them money. The fact that they don't have to have that extreme risk of money, obviously, being valued different on the other side. I'll give you an example. I could send X amount of money to one country, but by the time it gets to that country, if it's 3 or 4 or 5 days, the value of that money might not be the same. So I have to actually send more money in order to ensure that that money is taken care of. It's kind of like guesstimation with money. That's not a good thing. Also, banks will get to free up money that they have to keep inside accounts to guarantee the movement of money. Do I believe this is going to be worth a lot of money? Yes, because it solves problems. I think it's an incredible technology. I think it's just in its infancy stages, whatever. But to put a price on what that will be, I can't. I can kind of like gauge the first phase of it, but going forward on it, those high numbers, you got to understand something. XRP compared to Bitcoin, there's no comparison. So I think that whoever's using right now Bitcoin to send money back and forth cross-border, the second that they see the cost comparison, speed, risk, as far as like, because time, a couple of hours of money movement, that's not good in the money movement world. I think that's when you'll start to see the bigger numbers. But as far as like us, I'm looking at, us climbing after this full lawsuit thing is taken care of, and then obviously implementation, double digits, and then we'll spike into the 3 digits. And that's how it was for Bitcoin. Okay, that's how it was for Bitcoin. It was like at 9 cents, 15 cents, then it jumped up to $26, $29, and all of a sudden one day it was like $129, then it jumped up to 600 something, then it dropped down to 300 something, then it continued for a while, then it spiked up to 1,000 something, then it stayed there for a while, and all of a sudden it bumped up to 3,000. That's how I see this. The thing is that this actually has application. So people are gonna do clickbait type stuff. You can't even, that's sensationalism. That's all it is. I think one of the reasons why people tend to like dislike me is because I put things in perspective. Like even with AMC, I used to say all the time, like, you're not gonna get 100,000 a coin. You're not. My brackets were simple. I used to say before, 800. It was 5 to 8, 8 to 1,000 or so, like that. And then obviously after that we can top up, because it was a squeeze. Now it was in the beginning. But then as it went on and things happened, I started reducing things, because that's what you have to do. You have to be honest with your money. But then when things went bad, I started to go, oh, wait a minute. Like right now, I'll make a video on it, but I just said, I was like, okay, you got to be realistic on certain things. Money is based on math. And XRP right now is in the business of math, okay? Of moving this money back and forth. Is there extreme value in it? Yes, there is. From a person that used to be in the space of digital secure payments, whatever, the idea of it being instant with low risk, low cost, while reducing all the money and commitment that you have to put in, it has value. It has a lot of value. Will it see the thousands? Yes, it will. But to me, to say it's going to be 1,000 to 5,000, or going up to 15,000, and somebody goes, no, it's 25, and somebody's got 300,000, and 100,000. I'm like, come on. Then I'll tell you like this, realistically, everything has its peak, and then choose your time for exit wisely. I'm never going to exit, okay, so don't exit. But I'm just saying, as far as that, let me get back to the email. Yeah. Giant hugs, Esteban. I hope that helps. Clickbait is always going to be there.